Tyler, I know the result wasn't what you were looking for in this one, of course, but just can you tell us a little bit about just the emotion around your first start here in the Superdome?
Yeah, I mean, I think running out of the tunnel and just seeing everybody in the dome, I think it was such a cool moment. I was talking to David at Drago's. He's one of the managers, and I went to Drago's yesterday with my family, and he talked about kind of a dream that he had running out of the tunnel as a Saints quarterback, and it kind of gave me some perspective of, like, I mean, a lot of people really dream about kind of that opportunity, and the opportunity, we fell short, but I was kind of proud of just how we battled, and it sucks to lose, especially to the Falcons, but at least to start, you know, it was a cool moment, and I think overall, we know what we have to do to fix it, and I think that's the story of the game, and there's a lot of fixable things, especially in the red zone where we just came up short, and then we'll finish it, and then it's a different story.
Can you describe what happened on that first fumble and Kelsey was play action call?
Yeah, it was play action, and it just hit his elbow. It was just literally like a fluke deal. Sucks because I wasn't trying to give him it. It was just a fake. He was rolling over it, and it just hit. I think he just closed it, and it's on me at the end of the day. I got to make sure I can hang on to that, and yeah, it just sucks. We got to be better there, and you know, we had guys open, and but I was just proud of how the defense responded the whole time. I mean, they held them to a field goal in a really bad scenario, and then they were making plays the whole game.
How did you assist your third start?
I mean, I think it wasn't good enough at the end of the day, but I think we were moving the ball really well. I think we were doing the things that we kind of needed to do to put ourselves in position, and then just, you know, 2 goal line opportunities that, you know, are tough, and a couple of field goals where we shouldn't have been in this situation. We should have been scoring in those red zone drives, and I think we felt really good about it, and we just came up short. So I think for me, just kind of continue to learn from those new scenarios, little mistakes, and kind of keep building.
Do the misses, like the misses on the kicks, have any effect on the offense or the team as a whole?
No. I mean, I think Blake makes those, you know, 9 times out of 10, and he's doing a great job throughout the week, and we got his back. He's got our back, and it's part of it. And I mean, we put him in those scenarios where we can finish those drives out, and that's really on us as an offense. But we know, you know, that's really on us because we can finish it, and it just kind of motivates us. But, you know, we'll kind of continue to get back to it and continue to stay together.
How do you kind of balance the emotions of, like, being a competitor, you take the team down the field, you get to the red zone, but, like, you don't get all the reps in the red zone and come out to the sideline? How do you balance those, like, two opposite things?
I'm just trying to do whatever it takes to get in the end zone. If Taysom scores on a run, I'm equally as fired up as if, you know, we hand the ball off or I run the ball in. You know, at that point we're trying to win. So whatever we think we can get the advantage wise, or schematically, you know, I'm all for it. So it just sucks we weren't able to finish it. And I think kind of continually we'll just look at, you know, how we can kind of be better there as an offense. But there's nothing really special to say as far as that. It just sucks. You know, we got to finish it.
They called a couple of runs, or I don't know if they were your option to run a couple times down there too. First of all, did you think you got in on the 1 yard? And then what happened on the one where you kind of like stumbled a little bit?
Yeah. No, I thought I was in whenever I landed. And obviously, I think my knee was down short, which happens. You know, it was second down, so I knew that I wasn't going to reach. I didn't want to reach and, you know, have something bad happen. So wouldn't really change anything about that. Just fell short, and maybe if it was 3rd or 4th down, we would have reached for the ball. And then the second one, we just kind of had a little rub. So I was getting ready to throw it, and that's kind of why it was more of a throw, RPR, and then just kind of slipped on the cut and almost got in. But yeah, that was more of a design throw in the flat, and then just try to make a miss when they switched it off. So yeah, just super close.
So how difficult was it dealing with Atlanta's pass rush?
Say again?
How difficult was it dealing with Atlanta's pass rush?
I think we put ourselves in that situation when you're down, you know, 2 scores at the end, where that's a scenario where defenses want to live, and they know we're going to throw the ball, and so it's tough. It's tough on any O-line. Every D-line is going to have an advantage there. So we just got to be better on first down. I think we had too many second and longs where that's, you know, we have to kind of get back on track, and yes, we got to be better, you know, starting out the drive.
Tyler answered that earlier this week. Y'all talked about how he likes how you've executed against tough defenses in the past. So just with that experience already on you, like, how prepared did you feel today going against them?
I felt really prepared. I think we were moving the ball, how we thought we could, and just came up short. But I think at the end of the day, it just sucked. It stings, especially against them. But a lot to build off of. I was proud of the receivers, Tipton, Vele, Pettis, Kevin, all those guys stepping up, especially with kind of some departures, and CO obviously was a huge part of that as well, and kind of what he's been able to do, and all the tight ends too. They've kind of had an increased role, so was proud of them. And it's obviously not an easy situation, but I think there's a lot to build off of, a lot of encouraging stuff, and we just kind of have to fix those little things on first down and then in the red zone.
I would just to clarify when you said it was the look was fast. You decided to come off that because of the defense, or
Yes.
because you didn't get out of the lane?
Because of the defense. Yeah. He undercut it, wasn't going to throw it. So the best play was to try and get some yards to try and score there. Yeah, it just hit his elbow. It was just kind of a fluke deal.
What's kind of like going through your mind, like on the shovel pass, like what's going through your mind as you're like making these outside of structure plays, and especially that one, where it's just kind of like, is that just instinct? Yeah, just instinct, just trying to push it. You can't take it sacked, obviously, there when the time is against you. So just doing everything you can to move up, trying to find different angles and get it to the guys. So just part of it. Do you kind of like embrace it when things are breaking down, and like it seems like on these hard downs you always find a way to make a play too?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like whatever it takes. That's my mindset. I mean, I love when we can kind of stay on the ball. We can kind of get some tempo. We're throwing it whenever those odds are against us. I mean, I felt the whole time. Who knows what's going to happen? We can break a tackle. We can score here. We get it to a one-score game. So nobody's belief was shattered. That was one thing I was really encouraged by. We were all still pretty in it. It just sucks, because it's the Falcons and we came up short there. But like I said before, we'll kind of build off of it.
Did you see any commonality to the problems in the red zone? Was there anything that, like, right now you could look at it about, that whatever it was, 14 snaps in the red zone?
No, I mean, it's tough when you're on the 1 yard line, and come up short. And I think like I said, we're moving it, and we just got to find a way to get that last yard. So we'll look at it. It's tough to think about it right now, but I don't think there's any commonalities with it.
Some of the formations you guys are doing, how much of that was like in the red zone specifically? There, like, how much of that was kind of just introduced throughout the week, or was it something you guys had throughout?
A little bit of both. There was some new stuff that we were repping, and obviously you got some new guys in the mix. You got Tipton and Vele, and you got Taysom switching around. So there's a lot of different personnel stuff where you got to rep, and then there was some traditional stuff as well. But I think that's very common week to week though. Just trying to attack.
Yeah, Talon said that like part of the soft scout was like really kind of emphasizing on the red zone like a few days ago. I mean, did it feel like throughout the week that you guys felt confident and like you had all these tools and stuff?
Yeah, I think we felt really, really confident. I think just with that results, and then like I said, you get down really close, you got to find a way to punch it in. You got to find a way. So, and whether that's whatever it is, I don't have an answer for that. So,
how do you think losing Alvin in the first quarter affected the offense and maybe even the red zone too?
Yeah, I think obviously hugely. I mean, he's a great part of what we do as an offense, and just from running the ball, catching the ball, receiving it. I think he's obviously the best in the business when it comes to that. So hopefully he's okay. I haven't heard anything yet, but I think it obviously sucks. But I was really proud of Devin and what he was able to do. I mean, he was laying the boom quite a few times. He's doing his job really well. Taysom as well. He's like a Swiss Army knife, and he was thrown into some tough situations. So. Hopefully he'll be good, and then we'll kind of continue to go.
Did you get hurt on the last play of the game? I think you were favoring your.
Yeah, I just got landed on my leg, so it was just a bruise. I believe it just should be good. It was just kind of like I got some flashbacks where he landed on. I was like, let me put weight on it temporarily, and so it was fine. But just like I said, you're in those scenarios. You're just trying to go down and score. It's part of it.
What kind of message have you tried to send to the team after this one, and will you try to send in the next few days about this game? Yeah,
just a lot of the NFL and a lot of this game, it can be taken emotionally and understandably. You know, it's a high-strung game, but I think if you think about it analytically and what we could have done better or fixed, it's very simple. You know, we score on those 2 red zone scenarios on the 1 yard line and we find a way, then it's a different story. You know, I think it just comes down to that. And, you know, I don't think there needs to be anybody freaking out about it. And I think we know what we need to do and just kind of keep going, and it's part of it. And I think it just hurts a little bit more, and it should. So we'll see them again.
In the passing game, it seems like Olave and Johnson are pretty entrenched as the 1 and 2 options. Who do you kind of see stepping up as that third guy?
I think Vela and Tipton equally. I think just kind of continually just reps with them. I was really proud of Tip and what he was able to do. He made some huge plays, especially just with the amount of reps that he's gotten all year minimally, and Devon as well, everything that he does. So I think we got some good options, and we just kind of continue to go.
Do you feel a little bit different starting the first game at home compared to the first 2 on the road?
Preparation-wise, you know, the game plan-wise, no. But I think it was just like I said before in the beginning. It was really cool to kind of be home in front of the fans and just have that opportunity. You know, it obviously it means a lot, but just at the end of the day, we lost, so it hurts at the end. And like I said, we'll continue to keep building, and you know, we'll get it done here at home. We got to protect our house.
You mentioned a couple of times today about the, you know, especially because it's the Falcons. Just what you learned about the rivalry today.
Yeah. Just how important it is to the people of the city and how important it can be, and it makes you want to work that much harder and find that extra edge. But at the same day, you got to go back to execution and analytics, and that's why we lost. It wasn't anything other than that. And as far as some of those scenarios, so you know, we feel really good about going forward. We just got to get back to work, and there's a lot of ball left.